Man, we over here on the spot at the spot, man, and we got another great show, man. You know, sitting here, man, with Mr. McGlover and brother Clint Coley. Excuse me, brother.
It's all good. Nah, Clint Coley, what's up, man?
Man, what's going on?
Good to be here, man. First of all, thank y'all for inviting me. I really appreciate that, yo.
Man, nah, thank you, bro. On my mama, hey, real Philly brother. On my mama, man, real Philly brother, man.
Well, is there a fake one? You know what I mean? Like you real Philly. Like, I've never met a fake Philly nigga. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, man, it's y'all, man. I got a cold, it's like a dry sense of humor, just straight up. Like, hey, this is me. Ain't nothing behind the line. It's just straight shooter.
I mean, why? Does that shock y'all?
Man,
I ain't never met
nobody
from Philly, from Philadelphia.
Nah.
Just
here we are.
Yeah, for real.
Here we are. Welcome.
For sure.
You know what I mean? But yeah, no, I think it's not even just a Philly thing. Like, I'm just a straight shooter, right? If I don't like something, I'm not doing it. If I don't like something, I'm gonna tell you. You know what I mean? I'm gonna respect you, and I'm gonna say it in a respectful way. But at the end of the day, I just don't. It's not. I don't think it's a Philly thing. I just don't believe in bullshitting. I don't believe in. You know what I mean? Like, a prime example. I'm on somebody's podcast. This was during the pandemic. Dude was, I'm not in, we talking, niggas was talking relationships. I really don't like getting into that kind of stuff because then, you say some shit that I don't like, then it's going to get awkward. You know what I'm saying? And old boy was like, yeah, man, women lose their value when they have a baby. And I was like, so with that logic, I said, your mother she lost her value.
Yeah.
And he said, absolutely. I walked off the podcast. Like, it was on Zoom. I was like, yo, all right.
That's what women was put here for, to have fucking babies.
I wouldn't say that, but I will say that. I mean, but again, this is where, what I'm saying is, to say somebody loses value over having a child is the wildest thing you could, like, that's a wild concept to me. And if I don't have, and for me, right, if I don't agree with it, it's one thing for me not to agree with you. It's another thing if I don't believe in what you're saying.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Like, I don't have to agree with, like, you tell me, Jay-Z's the greatest rapper of all time, right? I don't have to agree with it, but that's not, that doesn't go against my beliefs or my you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But if you telling me, like, women are this because you feel, ain't nothing else to talk about. What else is there to talk about?
Man.
You said what you said, all right, cool.
Man, I ain't even gonna lie, man. I hate all these relationships.
I'm done with it.
Just questions and answers, and it's like, man, what is y'all talking about?
None of you niggas know how to know what the fuck you doing anyway. Y'all not married. You don't like you can't keep a job, let alone keep a fucking woman. So it's like you giving out relationship advice and you don't know shit.
Oh my Lord, man! You got all these people. The coldest part is the coldest kind. Now that I'm seeing it, how they selling it, man, with podcasts and shows, it's the coldest kind because these women is slay and all that.
So what you do is, is how you, listen, they know how to galvanize an audience. They know how to get a rise out of people. You say something in the way you say, it's easy, yo. Like, I know for a fact, if I go online right now, say some relationship shit and it be clever, witty, whatever you call it, yeah, yo, it's gonna hit. But at the end of the day, like, what's the goal, right? Like, are you just doing? Because like a lot of motherfuckers, you're doing it for followers, you're doing it for attention. You know what I mean? You're not doing it because there's an art or a craft to it. You know what I'm saying? You're doing it because you see other people doing it.
Real talk.
And I don't respect that.
Man, real talk, man. Yeah, it's a different world, man.
But
very much.
Back to the point is like, I'm from Philly, but I think for me, it's just I'm just honest.
Well, I mean, Philadelphia and just from the sports world, they got the coldest fans in the world. You gonna feel them.
I disagree.
You don't think who you
Boston
think?
do.
Boston.
Boston fans are the coldest fans. Boston and Chicago sports are they're way more passionate about their teams. Like Philly, we're passionate. Don't get me wrong. And I love the Sixers, love the Flyers, love the Eagles, love all that. But if I'm being real, Boston is a different level. Like you've never seen crazy fans say you've been to Boston.
Boston to tear some shit up.
Yeah, dog. Like Boston. But the thing is, Boston just wins, so they win.
But Boston just likes to tear shit up. That's the way I look at it.
Nah, have you been to Boston?
Yeah.
How long? How much time have you spent there?
Quite frequently.
Okay, so when you say they would tear shit up, like where does that come from?
Comes from, all right, I was You ever heard of, it used to be a spot called a Whiskey Saigon. Like downtown, it's like downtown, but in the battle zone, right by the W and everything like that, right? So what I mean by, I'm not being from the West, I'm not used to running into no Southies or anything like that. I'm not used to Caucasian dudes just being like, fuck what you talking about. This is what I'm not used to. It's just I come from a passive aggressive.
Boston runs. I mean, like the Irish and all that. They run the city.
So that's why when I said it, I'm like, they just look like they into just tearing some shit up.
But they're also very passionate fans, and they also love their white stars. Let's just be honest, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like they like Jason Tatum, they like Jaylen Brown, they like Kevin Garnett, they like Paul Pierce, they love Larry Bird.
Love Larry Bird. You
know what I mean? Like they like Bill Russell, they loved Bob Cousy. That's Boston.
So who you think is the most famous athlete to play for any Philly team that is just looked at?
Famous?
Yeah, out of all
it's Allen Iverson by far.
Oh man.
Famous. If we're just talking famous, it's Allen Iverson.
The answer.
Yeah, he's the most. I would say. I'm just thinking of football. It's not. Yeah, no, it's not. Yeah, thinking of baseball. Yeah, it's Allen Iverson.
By far. Yeah, he was a trendsetter, man. I used to love to watch him at Georgetown.
Yeah, I love Allen Iverson. I just think that, Allen Iverson is the reason we won, and he's also the reason we didn't win.
Yeah. But later years?
Nah. In his prime, right? There's two things could be true, right? Allen Iverson had a tough mentality. Allen Iverson gave his all to the city. He gave his all to the team, and that's why he's beloved. And Allen Iverson will always be one of, if not one of, but our favorite athlete, right?
Gotcha.
But people forget in Allen Iverson's prime, he didn't want to play with anybody. We traded Jerry Stackhouse. We traded Larry. Like we traded great players in there
because
Stackhouse
was a beast.
He didn't want to play with other people. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just what it was. He wanted it to be his team, and I think people don't, I don't think he realized until later, that it could have been his team with other players, right? Just like, look, there was no doubt that the Lakers in the early 2000s run, it was Shaq's team, right? But he needed Kobe.
Real talk.
Like he's not winning without Kobe. You know what I mean? Like people always say, well, Kobe had Shaq. Well, yeah, Shaq had Kobe too. You know what I'm saying? Like so that's so the same thing with Allen Iverson. He didn't.
They have Fisher too. Nobody say nothing about Fisher. Derek Fisher, man, that nigga was hitting threes in the playoffs. When they was winning them 3-peats.
Man, he's garbage, man.
He's cool. He not garbage, but he's
in
not,
that era, at that time,
he not nobody. Like if you're a Laker, he's solid. If you're a Laker fan, you appreciate him, but nobody can fuck about no guy named Derek Fisher.
I was like,
I can shortly tell, like if Derek Fisher's not on the Lakers, they still win a championship.
Real talk.
I don't know. They was up against some competition back then.
I mean, he made a couple of threes.
So you're telling me Derek Fisher's the reason they won?
It's a team, man. It ain't just one. That's just how I feel.
If you have two Hall of Fame talent stars, you have in your prime Shaq and Kobe, arguably going into his prime,
coached by Phil Jackson.
Phil Jackson, right? Like it's like Derek Fisher is he's a supporting character.
He's like John Paxson.
Yeah, he not like if we
nobody talk about
Steve
him.
Kerr.
We don't need to talk about them. You got Michael Jordan and Scottie Pippen.
Because we look at, I get what he's saying. We're looking at it from the point of making them threes during them big games.
Yeah, look, do I not say that they made big shots? No doubt about it. But somebody else makes big shots. He's not the only guy that hits big shots. Same thing with Horry.
I was about to just say Robert Horry.
Yeah, but it's like they hit great shots. But you're not about to tell me they're in this, like when we mentioned the Lakers, we're mentioning Shaq, we're mentioning Kobe. Shaquille O'Neal, 40-something points. Kobe Bryant, 40-something points. You know what I mean? Derek Fisher, 7 points. 5 fouls.
Hey, he was able to make the threes because it was doubled down on Kobe.
That's
and
another
stuff like
thing,
that, man.
right? So you doubling Shaq, you doubling
it's a triangle
Kobe.
offense.
Yeah.
So man,
you gotta double Shaq. Actually,
got to.
There's nothing you can do with it.
That was hog Shaq.
Who could guard Shaq 1-on-1?
Man,
the only one, and he was a power forward. Only one that had an opportunity.
What you think, Tim?
Was Tim Duncan.
Yeah, Tim.
He's the only one. Everybody else, like in Shaq's prime, nobody could guard him.
And even Tim had a problem.
It's just but Shaq had a problem with Tim too.
Yeah. That's the unspoken.
But they didn't. But Tim Duncan was a power forward, so they didn't really guard each other as much. But If Pop needed to stop, you going to Tim Duncan.
So man, we was touching it in the core, and I had asked him. I said, man, you know who's one of the greatest to come up out of it, you know what I'm saying, especially in the hip hop, because you know they got a long history when it comes to music in Philly. So in hip hop, you know, who would you pick, and who do you think he said?
I mean,
Beans.
clearly you don't know who I said.
Beans.
Nah, I didn't say Beans. And I love Beans. Beans is my era.
No, it's just the I want to see.
Freeway?
Didn't say Freeway. I wouldn't mention Freeway before I mentioned Beans.
Cassidy?
Absolutely not. We from the same neighborhood.
Okay.
See what I'm saying?
And not that I don't appreciate Cassidy. I just don't think that he. Listen, this is where I'm at.
Tell him.
The best rapper, pound for pound. We're talking just straight, you know, blah, 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 like the best rapper from Philly is Black Thought, and it's not close lyrically.
Facts.
Beans is not on his level. As a matter of fact, other rappers will tell you that. Black Thought is the best rapper. Now, who's the best hip hop artist from Philly? So we're talking about somebody who had, because don't forget, Black Thought doesn't have the total package.
Yeah.
He doesn't have the hits. He doesn't have the commercial success to you know what I'm saying? All he is bars. You know what I'm saying? But if we're talking the perfect combination of bars as well as commercial success as well as hits, blah, 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 then that's where, if I'm being honest, and I'm not a big fan of him, but it's Meek Mill.
Meek.
When you talk about the total package of what, you know what I'm saying? Like Meek can rap. We're not saying he's the greatest lyrical guy of all. He's not the best lyrical person from Philly, but he can rap.
Yeah.
Second thing, does he have hits? He has hits.
Yeah.
Does he make songs? Can he make songs? He makes great songs. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like so that there's a difference. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Black Thought is like, yeah, he's a rapper's rapper. Beans will defer to him.
Man, yeah, that whole history of music to come out of Philly though, man, is something.
Yeah, hip hop is cool, but we're juggernauts on the R&B tip.
No, that's what I'm talking about.
There's not many
man.
cities that can fuck with us on the R&B tip.
Man, I'm an R&B head. I really like
not
old
many.
school.
Yeah,
So
like
it's
if we having an honest conversation, right? Like nobody right now. You name me a woman singer, or name me a singer that can outsing Jasmine Sullivan. Outsing her. Name me a singer that can outsing
Jasmine,
her.
go.
Can outsing her. Like
Hey,
like Jasmine Sullivan, voice wise,
Jasmine
is in
go.
this. Y'all might not like what I'm about to say. Jasmine Sullivan, voice wise, she's in that top tier conversation with Whitney Houston. She's not. I'm not saying one's better than the other.
Yeah.
I'm
No,
saying
no.
in the conversation.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's Whitney, Jasmine Sullivan, like Mariah Carey in her prime, Aretha Franklin, like special voices. Jasmine and other singers and other producers and artists and stuff like that say the same thing about her.
Oh, I got nothing but love for Jasmine Sullivan. I'm gonna keep it real with you. I go on the East Coast, man. I'm in DC, and then I know to put her music on. I'm a catch.
And Jill Scott from Philly.
Yeah, Jill, man, she a
Really
cold
from
rider.
Philly?
Yeah, but we're not. I mean, like, listen.
She a cold rider.
When I say
Who else from R&B artists from Philly?
man, we go down the list, dog. Patti LaBelle, Teddy Pendergrass. Yeah. Who else? You got the Gamble and Huff movement,
Gamble
right?
and
So
Huff.
Gamble and Huff was
Producers.
they produced the Jacksons. They produced for the OJs, Harold Melvin and the Blue Notes, the Delphonics. Man, I'm losing. Give me some more. Hold on. Let me think about some more. Hold on. Boys to Men. I mean, you know what I mean?
got a cold history.
Music Soul Child, Marsha Ambrosius. Jill Scott.
Marsha Ambrosia goes.
You
too.
seen any of these artists like moving through the city? Just
Yeah.
You just like know them or like you
I know
like some?
Jill. I know Jill not that well. I know the one I know the most is Marsha Ambrosius. I know. I've been around jazz. You know what I'm saying. I went to high school with her, longtime boyfriend, or I don't know their situation, but I went to high school with her man.
Okay.
The older generation, Patti LaBelle, all of them, like I wasn't around. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, you see them in the city. You see them all the time, or you did when they lived there and stuff like that. But yeah, man.
When they come up.
Do most of the artists of that caliber, do they end up leaving? Would you say?
I mean, they end up having a situation where they got a spot in Philly. You never forget. You never not come back home. But yeah, I mean, you want to live somewhere else, right? You want a different experience. You want to live. You make a certain amount of money, right? Like you want to live a certain lifestyle. Nothing wrong with that. Like I know for a fact, I believe Marjane Brocious lives in. I think she lives in Vegas or something like that. Like yeah, like you know. And don't forget, she's originally, born in the UK.
Yeah, I was gonna say UK.
But she made her bones in Philly. Yeah, but we got as far
Floetry. I remember.
Yeah, and then
she's hip hop too. She be rocking with it.
And then on the neo soul movement, like D'Angelo and Erykah Badu both recorded their first albums in Philly.
What's the producer that was part of Roots, made Rising Power that had passed, man? But he was.
I forget his name, bro.
I'm beast.
Yeah.
Beast. Like, man, a lot of people think, what's my brother from Detroit? Producer. He passed too, man. They would always think he was from Philly, but he like, nah, he's from Detroit.
Richard Nichols? Is that who you're thinking of from Philly?
Nah. I can't believe this.
Leonard Hubbard. That's got to be who you're thinking.
Nah. He from Detroit, man. He come through with that neo soul rap upper man with Common and Jay Dilla.
Jay Dilla. Nobody thought he was from Philey.
Huh?
Did they? People thought he was from
Philly. Man,
y'all West Coast niggas
think, that's what I'm saying.
Y'all niggas think we all sound alike, man. That's y'all problem, dog.
Out the way.
Yo, man, Corrupt from Philly.
Yeah, I know.
You know what I mean? But yeah, all you West Coast motherfuckers, everybody, we all sound the same to y'all. That's why we don't play y'all music. Fuck you. That's y'all problem, man. Yeah, who the nigga from Philly? Jay Dilla?
Hey, but niggas on the West fuck with that Philly shit. Niggas was rocking all that shit for real.
Yeah, I understand. I feel you, but yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
but niggas do be like, man, all them niggas, you know what I'm saying?
Nigga Jay Dilla, like, nobody thinks Jay Dilla's from Philly, like, but I get what you're saying though.
Oh yeah, a lot of it, we just think it was like all part of that movement.
Yeah.
All at the same time. I used to crack it up, man. Like, nah, bro, from Detroit.
Yeah.
And stuff like that, man.
Yeah, he was doing a lot of, Tribe Called Quest shit and stuff like that,
So, what made you come up, man, with the worldwide, man, the world?
Get it right.
Man, the world.
No, we ain't gonna do that. I'm very particular about that, man. The World Series of Spades.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, very, only because, first of all, real quick, I just want, I don't want there to be no beef or nothing like that, right? When it come to a name, right? Like, your name is, you gotta get your name right.
Yes,
like,
sir,
I hate
yes,
when people
sir.
call me Clint Coley, you know what I'm saying? Like, nah, say my name correctly, you know what I'm saying? Just because at the end of the day, right, like, that's what you got. You know what I'm saying?
Real
like
talk.
your name not Nikki or your name Nick, you know what I'm saying? Like
Real
don't
talk.
you know what I mean? So I say that to say World Series of Spades came up with it because my pop died back in 2020. And I needed something to remember him by. So I came up with the concept of professional spades and Amazon. It was on Amazon Prime season 1, did well. Season 2 did well. Mekhi Phifer is actually our champion. And yeah, we are a spades league in the grand scheme of things. You know what I mean? Like we want to push, professional spades players and stuff like that. Like we have a contract with Live Nation where we do in-person tournaments with them. Bicycle Cards, the most popular card company. Yeah, they're now our producing partners and sponsors. So I mean, yeah, man, we moving up. It was cool. It was a good time. You know what I'm saying? I love spades. Something I did for fun, and why not make money off it?
Real talk, man. Real talk, man. I'm glad that you was able to incorporate that and get that going, especially being a brother. Because, that's something that we play in the community, man, very much.
Y'all don't play that shit out here in the West Coast. Y'all play dominoes.
You want me to tell you why?
Yeah. Why do y'all not play spades? I can't wait to hear this.
Because we play that shit in jail.
Because, nigga, I was just finna say that shit. Niggas
That's-
say
I
that shit
mean,
all day in jail.
And then a lot of the big mamas and the aunties that we used to play spades, they end up passing.
So they didn't pass it, they didn't teach.
A lot of youngsters, man, they don't play spades. You can say a jailhouse motherfucker play spades and dominoes.
I thought so. I thought that young niggas didn't play spades until we just had an event at Howard University.
Big that.
We had 80 teams, bro. 40 teams, 80 players, right? And we're talking college kids. We're talking kids 18 to 21 or 22. So to see that, right? And mind you, somebody that's 18 years old was born in somebody that's 18 years old was born in what? 2006? You know what I'm saying? They born in 2006, and the fact that you born in 2006 and you know how to play spades, young niggas play spades. Just young niggas on the West Coast.
Nah, on the West. Right. In jail, I'm gonna keep it real because you gonna play that for some zoom zooms and wham whams. Like
I don't know
me.
nothing about that. I've never been to jail, so
No,
I don't know anything about zoom zooms, wham whams, chi chis, none of that.
Fifis,
Yeah, I don't know
whatever
nothing about none of that. Hooch, I don't know nothing about that, man.
Some hooch.
Yeah, nah, nigga, yeah, nah, I'm good, man.
Going back, huh?
Yeah, hooch. What else, man? Motherfucking, yo, because they got this jail special right now on Netflix, right? So the jail special is this dude in Arkansas, the warden in Arkansas at a jail in Arkansas. You know, I think it's a county prison because you know that's where you go before you get, you know, either you're waiting for sentencing or you get sentenced and you're waiting to get sent up to upstate, wherever you really gonna go.
Yeah.
With that being said, though, so he's like, look, there's a block. I think it's H block. He was like, look, this is what I'm going to do. The prison is 23-1, right? He says, I'm going to allow the inmates to run the unit themselves, right? Right? And it's documented. It's on camera. It's crazy, blah, 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 right? Now, you know, a lot of big shit ain't happened, but, you know, of course, there's some nigga shit, blah, 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 right? I say that to say, right, like, it really opened my eyes to jail culture, right? And when I say jail culture, right, like, you know, one thing that I want, my father worked at a prison for 30 years. One thing that my dad always was upset about was when somebody left and came back. Like, my dad was a counselor at a penitentiary, right? Like state penitentiary, where Wallow was locked up where my dad was.
Got you.
You know what I mean? And you know, my dad always hated when somebody left and came back, right? And jails or prisons are meant for people to leave and come back, right? Because they don't reform you. A lot of times people go to jail to learn new tricks. Then you come out and you worse off than when you came in. Don't forget, you confined 23 hours. All you have in your is thoughts, crazy things.
Masterminds.
Yeah. Whereas versus like now you got freedom. You're trying to show these individuals, you're trying to show somebody like, look, you know, society may have thrown y'all away, but we not. Society may have said you guys are the worst of the worst, blah, 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 blah. But we don't feel that way. What you are is you're a good person. You can be a good person. Let me treat you like a human being so that when you get out of here, you'll feel like a human being, right? How many, like, I never forget, my dad told me the story about this guy. He had to go back to prison. He got locked up. My dad started working at Graterford in 1976. The dude he's talking about got locked up in 1958, right? He got locked up in 58 when he was like 18. He was like 18. Got locked up in 58. He gets out in 98, right? So now he's now what, 58 years old, right? He about 58 years old at that point. I hope my math is right. He's 58 years old. He couldn't function. Like, the idea of an ATM machine freaked him out.
Yeah.
Right? Like, think about it. You went to jail in 58. You come out in 98. You do 40 years. You come out, what the fuck can you do?
Technology is so
way advanced.
Yeah.
Right? Way advanced. Like, think about it. In 1958, there wasn't a TV in every household. Whereas in 98, there's a TV. There was TV in every room.
And it's flat. And it's on the wall.
No, not 98. They still had the big
screen.
Oh, 98, okay.
Not 98.
Oh, the big ones.
Yeah,
that
they had
was even like, wow.
the Hitachi Jones. Yeah, I remember them Jones. The Mitsubishi TV. I remember Martin episode, the Hitachi. You know what I mean? But but like you don't know how to function. You know what I'm saying? So, it just opened my eyes to prison culture, and I think that prison needs to be, a reform place and not a place where we treat motherfuckers like animals and shit like that, man. That's not it. My bad.
No. Y'all love, man. Man, I'm in full
It's just big business.
That's all it is. I agree. It is big business.
It's big business. I bet we'd be amazed if we traced like all these prisons, and see who owns the prisons, these private prisons.
They're private owned. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
We know who
the real private owner. We'd be amazed. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that was the big. That was a knock on Jordan, man. A lot of people saw that or looked up and saw that he owned prisons, but or he was a shareholder in prisons, but he's not. It was somebody else. It wasn't him though.
Do y'all think as a black community?
Not to even interrupt that, but just on straight economics though, it's booming though. The prison system, you investing in just not even black or right, wrong or right. Just if you was just a straight businessman, that market is booming.
Well, a lot of times, but if you got a portfolio, if you got a financial portfolio like Jordan, I mean, I don't think Jordan knows every single way his dollar is going.
He does.
Definitely.
Yes, you do. There's no, if you're invested in that prison, there's no way you don't know that you're like, first of all those kind of moves are signed off. Jordan is a very smart and astute businessman.
Okay.
So he does know, but again, we found out that's not the case, right? Like he's not an owner or shareholder in a prison, right?
It's a different dude.
It's different. Yeah. Michael Jordan. People don't realize Michael Jordan is such a common name. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like people forget Michael B. Jordan, the actor. His name is Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Like
But if he did own it, then so what? Say if he did, then what?
Nah, I can't co-sign that.
Well, then we also got to look at it in the sense like, think about this the same man. Just look at
the prisons
light.
is fucked up, right? But they're not asking niggas to come in there though too at the same time.
A lot of cats went to the prison over them Jordans.
For sure.
It's not even just that, right? Let's be real, right? If I'm a black man and I'm invested in a prison, right? That means I'm invested in black men or white men or whoever getting locked up because you get a certain amount of money per inmate per year. So my thing is that no, I'm not invested in throwing niggas in jail. I'm not invested in people, you know, in especially don't forget, especially you guys from LA or what, are you from LA too? You guys from LA, right? Like during the crack era, right? A lot of y'all were going, a lot of your homies, your peers or whatever, were going to jail for small infractions. Duh. A crack rock, one small crack rock, whether you was using or whether you were selling, you were going to jail for 25, 30 years. Why? Because they're investing in new prisons and they're investing, you know what I'm saying? And
not to even interrupt you, it's the difference between a prison and the law. They need to attack the law, not the prison.
Yeah, but it's no. It's not a difference, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because if I'm trying to make money off of a prison, right? Mm-hmm. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make lawmakers put laws in place so that I can get my agenda. Like politics goes way deeper than we think. You know what I'm saying? Definitely. So you got to think about it. If I'm a prison owner, I'm a prison investor. It's nothing for me to throw a judge or nothing for me to throw you know a politician or you know a couple $1,000. Just to say, sitting this motherfucker.
I'm coming from the point of a businessman looking at it, and a black man too. That maybe somebody's watching this, and it's black men that have invested in prisons, which I'm sure it is. You know what I'm saying? On the under-rich, wealthy men.
Would you invest in a prison?
This is why I'm having this conversation. Because if I was putting it, okay, I'm looking at business straight, economic-wise, long-term, it's booming. They're throwing bodies in there. They're black, they're white, they're Mexican, they're all that. Yeah, they're in there. But wow, look how this is marketed on the chart. But my conscience now is like, damn, these are some of my, you know, I know how they doing this too. What's the tipping point to make, you know what I mean? If I was in that position to make me tip one way or the other, that's why I'm asking these questions. You know what I'm saying? On the moral, should you go in the moral or should you follow the money?
I follow the morals. I follow the morals. It's not always about money. Money is everywhere.
Integrity.
You could get it, but your morals is and what you stand on and your principles to me mean a lot more than a couple $1,000 or a couple $100,000. It's not that. Is
it safe to say morals change sometimes?
Morals do change, but there's some morals that will never change. And I know for me, my morals will not change on the fact that I'll never own a prison or I'll never be a silent investor in a prison. There's so many other places I could put my money at.
It's not even about if morals change. It's about if they could be bought. And
right? Can your morals be bought?
And
That's a great. Yeah.
And what's your price?
What's your price? Now, look, what Ted DiBiase say in wrestling?
Everybody
got a price.
My man.
But when it come to prison, I don't have a. No.
That's not your.
Look, think about it. There's little girls and stuff like that getting sex trafficked, right? Like some guys are completely justify it and say, "Well, I'm not the one raping the girls. All I'm doing is providing I'm they renting my ships." Well, nigga, you part of the problem. If you renting my ships to transport girls, right?
Yeah.
You're part of the problem.
Knowingly.
Well, if you guys have seen,
and you know what kind of motherfuckers is renting your ships. Come on.
If you've seen now, human trafficking could be as simple as telling a female you want to fly her out to have sex now.
Yep.
Or her hopping on the tour bus and you guys crossing state lines.
Well, that's the old man act. That's been going on forever though.
They've been considering that sex trafficking.
I mean, okay, yeah, there's technical, yeah, but we know, like, for me, I don't, when it comes to certain things, right, like, let's be real, right? Like, rape is the moment a girl says no, right?
Right.
The moment a girl says no, it's rape. We all agree with that, right? But then, of course, there's blurred lines with everything, and I'm not saying that I'm not saying no doesn't mean no, right? What I'm saying is there's blurred lines for damn near everything in these situations. You know what I'm saying? And so when it comes to sex trafficking or whatever like that, right? Like, we know, all right, I got a girl on, if she's a willing participant, I'm not sex trafficking. Or if a girl is coming over, if I'm flying a girl out to see me and we fucking, that's a if I'm not doing that against her will. Sex trafficking, in my opinion, like, you kidnapping these motherfuckers. We know. You know what I'm saying? So I guess, people, of course everybody want to be politically correct.
Yeah, everybody's politically correct
Yeah.
now because it's just a blurred
Yeah.
line. It's a blurred statement. That's why I said it's like, I think that we've got, I guess I might as well say even feminist movement has put these definitions in, because this whole gaslighting and this and he, she, and thee and they and
Gaslighting is not gender. Gaslighting is gaslighting, whether I'm a man or a woman. If you gaslight me, you gaslight me.
but again, it's just a new term that if you watch it, the definition will change.
It comes from therapy, though. It comes from therapy. Like, people go to therapy. Like, gaslighting is a therapy term.
They use these buzzwords that they hear in there.
Yeah.
Start
Yeah,
bringing
but
them out and
that's
using them for the wrong
whole
reason.
thing.
Yeah.
It's like, man, if you're not a psychiatrist, why the fuck is you even talking like that?
Because these are words that affect the subconscious. That's why they're key words. You don't. They're words everybody's saying, but it's the subconsciously tapping in on something else.
You think?
That's why. Because it's a psychological term. All these terms are psychological, so they're meant to tap in on something else on your subconscious. That's just me. That's what I think.
I just think it's just a young term.
I think it's I'm at the space where I feel like it's a therapy term.
My bad, bro.
So I mean, but also, to your point, therapy is a younger situation, right? Like, your generation didn't really do that.
Nah,
right?
hell no.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Now, like me, I go to therapy. I talk to my psychologist, my psychiatrist. Like, I get those feelings and things out. So yeah, it's a new term in the grand scheme of things, because therapy is now there's no shame with it. Where, 20 years ago, niggas wasn't going to therapy.
Well, see, the thing about it is everybody's an expert through Google now, because somebody was saying, hey, well, you grew up in a toxic situation. And I'm like, well, goddamn it was the 80s. What 80s and 90s? I can't control what was going on.
You can't, but also those things do affect how you treat people going forward, right? So let's have this conversation, right? Like, my dad used to beat my ass, right? Now, he wasn't abusive to me. It was just like, I got in trouble, I got my ass whooped, blah, 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 blah. But there are 5-10 other steps my dad could have used before he resorted to hitting me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And that is toxic, because then when you get older, your first instinct to your child is, what am I going to do when they get out of line? Oh, I'm going to get mad and I'm going to beat their ass. And then, like, let's be real, a lot of that shit don't work. You know what I'm saying? Same thing goes with how men treat women. You had you see how your dad or a man treated your mom, or you see how your mom acted, or you see all these things, and then that does shape how you treat women, right? A lot of these motherfuckers that treat women the way they treat women is because they don't like women. Why don't they like women? Because they saw how their mom either got treated or their sister got treated or whatever like that. And yeah, that psychologically, you know what I mean, using your words, it's a repetitive cycle. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it does, like, you may not realize you grew up in a toxic environment, but in the grand scheme of things, you probably did. And it did affect,
what defines a toxic environment?
I mean, that's a toxic environment is a sliding scale. You know what I'm saying? It's a sliding scale. So think about it like this, right? Like, if you didn't grow up with real understanding of what love is and what trust is and what these kind of things, right? Like, there's niggas who's like, and it ain't even just your, like, we think of toxic environment as your household.
Yeah.
Don't forget, you learn most of the shit that you learn in the streets.
Outside,
You
yeah.
don't learn it in the house. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of things that I learned about life and things like that, yeah, my parents raised me correctly, but my older friends are influences. Like, I'll never forget, I'm 15 years, I mean, remember, okay. I remember and my boy Bo got a joke about this, but he's right. I remember when I was growing up, running a train on a girl was like was a thing. It was the cool shit to do. It was cool, right? Like you niggas is literally lined up to fuck one girl.
Yeah.
Now, she's a willing participant, so it's not rape, right? But in the grand scheme of things, right? You're seeing this girl suck 4 or 5 dicks at one time or whatever like that, and we're looking at it as, and you in your mind you think, damn, is this how women be? This is how somebody's girlfriend is? Like, think about it, right? Like, if that's somebody's girlfriend or somebody's wife
Sister.
or somebody, whatever, right? Like, she's getting trained. Now, in your mind, you think, oh, all bitches is like this, right? Like, this is what I mean by that is a toxic environment, right? Because now you're devaluing all women based on what this girl is doing right here. You see what I'm saying? Like, think about that, right? Like, same thing goes for, even gun culture.
Would you say that, or would you learn how to categorize more?
Some people, you got to remember, every guy's not. You got to remember, everybody ain't like that.
Because when
everybody ain't like that.
Everybody ain't got common sense.
Everybody not like that, right? So yes, you categorize that. I categorize it. You I looked at it as, all right, that's just her. They had a good time. Like, by the way, I've never ran a train on a girl. I can't.
Real talk.
I'm good. I don't want to fuck after you niggas. I'm sorry.
Real talk.
I'm sorry. I need to have I gotta have the biggest dick in the room. There's no way. Like, no, for real though, right? Like, I gotta have the biggest dick in the room. There's no way I got my shit is hard and his shit is hard, and we don't make eye contact. I can't do it. But what I'm saying is a lot of people don't know how to compartmentalize that, right?
Yep.
You had the emotional intelligence to compartmentalize it. You had the emotional intelligence to compartmentalize it. But some guys really look at that and then they treat women a certain way based off of small things that happened in their childhood or in their early adulthood. Same thing goes for gun culture, gang culture in LA, like, right? Like, you look, you may not, I don't know if y'all in gangs, that's not my business, right? But, if you telling me you from Inglewood, I'm sure in the 80s, you grew up around gang niggas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's just that's the culture. Is that not a toxic environment? Motherfuckers beating each other up for no apparent reason. I mean, again, I don't know gang culture, but.
That's how it go.
Yeah, beating a nigga up for no reason, right? Like, I ain't do nothing. I just walk down the street. Yo, go hit that nigga. For no reason. For no reason, right? Like, just to show that you cool, right? Like, I never forget, I did that shit to somebody, right? My homeboy was like, my old head, he was like 19. He was like, yo, I dare you to go over there and sock that nigga. And it's like, I wanted to be cool to him. So what did I do? Ran over there, socked that nigga, right? But now, you don't know, I risked my life doing some dumb shit like that. Cause right, you run for the road.
He could have pulled out right up on you.
Yeah, it wasn't worth it. You see what I'm saying? Was that worth it? Just from sneaking a nigga. And it's not even like y'all running a real fade. You're sneaking this nigga. He don't know what's coming. He don't know you want to fight.
And you'll get that back in life too. Whether a person realize it or not, you'll get it back.
Yeah, like whether somebody do that shit to you, whether somebody rob you.
To your peoples.
Right. So at the end of the day, it's like, a lot of us, niggas did grow up in toxic environments. It's just not just your family. It's your surroundings. It's whatever. And again, it don't even necessarily got to be the hood, right? It don't even necessarily got to be a hood. Suburban motherfuckers grew up in toxic environments. If we being for real,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? If you see daddy hitting mommy, you see all that. Yeah, bro, like...
Or mom drinking 2 bottles of wine every night.
Yeah, all
those
things. All of these things. All these things. Nobody's perfect, right? Like I got a stepdaughter and I got a child on the way, right?
Congratulations.
Thank you, man. It's my first child. I'm really excited.
Congratulations.
You know what I mean? But I got a child on the way, right?
Boy or girl?
I don't know yet.
Okay.
We
just have man,
All
baby.
this shit is toxic.
Healthy
though.
baby, man.
Is it?
We was bought here in America. It don't get no toxic.
But we have but there's free will and there's choices.
We just gotta maintain what kind of heart we gonna maintain.
That's what I'm saying.
You know what I mean?
I agree. There's free will and there's choices, right? Like you say some smart shit to me, right? Let's say we on this podcast, you say some crazy shit to me, right? I'm not about to get disrespectful back. You know why? Because I'm in your space. It's not worth it. Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, you be like, yo, man, homie, you better shut the fuck up.
Start switching up and all that kind of shit.
And look, we can go there in Philly, or we can go there, you know what I mean? We can go there on neutral territory.
Yeah,
but when I'm
talk.
in your shit, fuck no, dog. Like, I'm humble.
You got that, yeah,
Right, bro.
mama.
Right,
You got
like
that, real talk.
It's again, but some niggas don't have the emotional capacity to think like that.
A lot.
I gotta be the toughest nigga in the room.
A lot.
How many motherfuckers we know ain't here because they had to be a tough guy?
Cause they scared of niggas. Niggas is scared of niggas.
What do you mean?
I think black men are more scared of black men than anything else on the planet.
I don't disagree with that. I think that yes, we are scared of each other.
We'll mug each other to death. You'll have your girl with you. You know what I'm saying? It'd be 4, 5 niggas. You know what I mean? Just coming out. Can't even go to a club.
No, man. I smile at niggas. I say hello, all that, bro.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, but it's gonna be one.
Yeah, it's always one. And
it's like, how disrespectful is that?
He's upset about whatever's going on in his life. That's the thing, right? Like, you know what? The moment I grew up was the day I realized it's not about you. It's not about me, right? I gotta start thinking, I don't think for just myself. I think about for everything going on around me, right? A nigga mad at me or a nigga mean mugging me, I don't know what kind of day he had, right? I don't know the fact.
What kind of day we had. And
I don't know.
We always sizing each other up. Just the first 5 minutes. And I notice, like, when I deal with other races, sometimes I do it too. I don't do that with them. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, why do I?
Not to cut you off, but when I walk in the room, I size up everybody. Like, I'm like, look, if something happened.
No, I'm talking about a different. I'm talking about a different side. I'm talking about a different, like.
But I was like, I can kick his ass, right? Then there's the nigga like, all right, I'm gonna leave him alone.
Watch out, that nigga. Yeah.
I gotta shoot him. Like, but go ahead, I'm sorry, brother.
Nah, I feel that, of course, off the gate, but I'm talking about the extras, niggas,
niggas don't say hello. Niggas is
thank you.
Fuck he looking at. It's like, no, bro, maybe I like your shirt.
Loosen up, bro.
Chill out, bro. Like, yeah, but I think we're also, again, toxic environment, right? We was like, you see a nigga looking at another nigga, I've seen niggas look at other niggas and be like, oh, he fool, we about to rob him, right? Like, that's why I don't wear gaudy jewelry, right? Like, the earrings in my ear, these shits ain't real. This watch is from Target. The most expensive, you know what I mean? The chains I got under here, all right, cool. They're real. You can have these, bro. I got them from Jackson's on Amazon. I can get this back. You know what I mean? I got a pair of New Balances on, right? Like, you want steals? You can have it.
Comfy.
But, you know what I mean? Because my thing is, when I was growing up, when niggas wearing a whole bunch of, flossing, gold chains, all this other shit, that to me say rob me. That's how niggas think, right? You can't look your best. You gotta think of where
Why though? Why
because
can't a nigga
we
come
grew
out the
up in a
house?
toxic environment.
Well, so he might got some game for you. You know
No,
what I'm saying?
how to get money. Yeah, you might be able to tell somebody how to get money. Nah, I'm too busy looking at your watch.
You got the money on right now. Fuck what you talking
Let
about.
me get that. Because we grew up in a toxic environment,
And the nigga
bro.
don't even need that. Y'all just want it because
Because we grew up in a toxic environment.
yeah.
Bottom line.
That's the bottom line.
Man, well, I mean, when you go against the walls, you go against the grain. Because let's keep it real. Philadelphia is the only city that ever had a bomb dropped on it. Yeah, bro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Osage Avenue got a bomb. Yeah.
What year was that?
It's like the
84.
late 80s, mid 80s. Yeah.
84, man, with the push movement.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a historian, so you know what I mean.
A bomb?
But no, a legit bomb.
No, they dropped it.
Yeah, they dropped the bomb. Yeah.
What was his name? John African?
What do you mean?
The group.
Oh yeah. I thought you were talking about the mayor. It was actually the crazy thing is when it happened, was it Rizzo or
Rizzo, I think, was the police chief.
No, Rizzo was the mayor in the 70s, if I'm not mistaken. He wasn't the police chief anymore at that point. I think the mayor was Wilson Good. I think it was Good.
Okay. But I remember Rizzo. I remember that name.
Niggas hate Rizzo. He's one of the worst.
I remember that name.
Yeah, Rizzo was, I'm not to speculate, but I'm pretty sure he was, you got to remember, 70s was height of the mafia. Rizzo, you know that last name is.
They was running some shit around there.
Running some shit is not the word they were doing. The mafia, or the Italian mafia, was doing more than running shit. You got to remember, the Italian mafia didn't just like beat niggas the fuck up. They owned labor unions. They owned, you know what I'm saying? They owned meat packing districts. They owned the trash like
politicians.
Shit that just but I'm just saying little shit that we don't even think about. They run all of this stuff. They're racketeer and funneling their money through all of this stuff.
Kind of
You think the mafia's still around?
Yes. Not as what they used to be, but yes.
They
absolutely.
were in gas stations. They were big with the gas stations too. And shit,
That's what's his name that did the telly? Well,
The Bull?
the Bull, Sammy the Bull.
Sammy the Bull.
Sammy the Bull. That's how he made the majority of his money about the racket into the gas. Well, how do you feel? How do you feel about Maomi Abu Jamal?
Oh, you mean? Oh, is it? I thought it was Mumia Abdul-Jabbar.
Man, you know my pronunciation be crazy.
All right,
bro.
no, I didn't know because it could be Maomi. So I'm gonna be like this, right? I'm not 1,000% well versed on his situation. I know that he's been locked up for a lifetime. It seems like. I know that it's been uprising or it's been protested for years. But I've never done my legit homework, so I'm not gonna speak on something that I don't know about. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm not I know who he is. I know the cause. I know all of this stuff. But it's like I haven't looked at the in-depths of the case. I've not looked at, the reports or anything like that. So like when I speak on something like that, I'd rather be well educated than speak on.
Who is he? I'm not familiar.
Political prisoner.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like in the same vein as like a Nelson Mandela.
Okay.
I mean, that's stretch. But
Yeah,
along that
yeah.
line,
I'm familiar.
He was one of the brothers that really pushed the narrative about the push movement and them getting bombed in the city of Philadelphia. And he was a reporter and radio reporter and so on. And he got in a situation where the police, he had a standoff with the police, and they say that he shot and killed one of the police officers. And his thing is like, nah, I was trying to defend myself because they were trying to, they was trying to kill him. So it's like, you got a corrupt system and the thing. And the brother's been...
Well, not even just corrupt. Like, let's talk about, we talk about a police officer. A police officer get killed, somebody has to do time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
There's just no doubt about it. Like, everybody, now again, we talk about growing up in, I'm not from a bad neighborhood, right? But everybody knows the code of the streets. You don't kill cops.
Yeah.
Like that you're asking for a life sentence or the death penalty. You don't kill cops. So somebody got to answer for that, unfortunately.
He in there, man.
That's just what it is.
That's just what it is.
Well,
Somebody got to answer
what
for
it
it.
is.
Well, it's one of those things, like you said, man, as the generations go on, he's just sitting there. It's like Dr. Matula Shakur. As the generations go on, he's just sitting there, and one day they get freed, and then they die from cancer.
Yeah, because it's cheaper to let them out.
Yeah, and then take care of them and stuff. But it's like, man, it's something about it's
Once
certain
again,
cities.
business. That's how they be. They some cold motherfuckers.
I look at it in two ways. I always look at it in two ways. It's like when I wasn't feeling about Kamala Harris until a brother told me, man, after he came home from doing 14 years, he was like, hey, bro, she didn't ask for me to come here. I did some shit to get my ass there. Now, whatever she did, she had to do her job. Rather she looked out for the brothers or rather she didn't. She didn't. It wasn't like she came and pointed me out and said, you're going to do 14 years. He's like, I was doing some shit. And she just had to do her job. So it's like, okay, well, look at it from that standpoint.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, men try to look at it just from the standpoint, because a lot of times, man, when niggas is screaming free this, free Lil K.
I don't even
he really did it. He really did it. It's like, bro, he really shot these motherfuckers. When you talk about free him for what?
He's selling drugs.
Yeah, you know what you do.
He did what he did.
OG told me years ago, hey, man, the police got a job to do and you got a job to do. You feel me? If you get caught, that's just come with the business. So, man,
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Would you feel that way if he was doing what he was doing in a neighborhood other than a black neighborhood? Would you still have that feeling, that position?
What do you mean?
Like, a lot of people, condemn the criminals, the drug dealers and this, and you're bringing down the neighborhood and you're doing this and that, and this is, our people, this. Or what if these people that was doing that in the neighborhood took that shit to somebody else's neighborhood? Would you still harbor these feelings for them? Would you still, would that be okay?
All right, I'll be honest.
You understand what I'm saying?
I'm a product of the 80s crack era. So my mother was a substance abuser. So my outlook on drugs and I never liked drug dealers. I don't have no respect for them. I just don't. It's just me.
Yeah, because it hits close to home.
Exactly. So it's like...
Right, whereas some niggas look at drug dealing like I got to feed my family.
So it's like, man,
Right.
you're taking away from one. You can't take away from one and then try to justify that you're feeding another because you're taking away from the other. Etc. It's not a playing man. It's not the same playing field. So it's like, yeah, you might not have, man, your Nintendo might get sold, but then you might take that money that you just, man, you know what I'm saying, that she came and sold the Nintendo with from the pawn shop and gave you the money, and then you go buy your son a Nintendo because that's what he wanted. I don't see the justification in that in no kind of way, form, or fashion. Just like, man, I don't see, it's like jackers. I don't see the justification in people that rob people. It's like, I don't respect it in no kind of way.
Yeah, that's wrong. I fuck with the dope dealers, but I don't fuck with the jackers.
Well, it's all the same thing.
Yeah, to me, yeah. I mean, look, I know. When it comes to dope dealers or whatever, I just mind my business.
Just
right?
mind my business.
It's because and most niggas that sell dope don't tell me they sell dope, right? Like
Real
I
talk.
don't ask somebody. I don't ever ask a nigga. I don't ever ask a motherfucker like, yo, you sell dope, you do this, you do that. That's not my business.
None of your
You know what I'm
business,
saying?
real
Because at the end of the day, right? Like I do have an opinion on what you do, but if I don't know, I got plausible deniability.
Like a motherfucker.
I got plausible deniability. I can't. You know what I mean? I don't know.
Man, before we get up out of here, man, you know what I'm saying? Hey, Lil Wayne is a concept too, man. You know what I'm saying? On the real. Hey, K-Dot, when you get done with Drake, bro, you know what I'm saying? Because Drake, man, Drake is hard, bro. Drake, I ain't even gonna lie, Drake is hard. Them two, it's not even really a matchup. Like, I don't even look at it as a matchup. Like, man, come on, man, they in two different lanes. Now, Wayne, if I'd have seen Wayne against K-Dot, I would have took that a little
I hate to go
more.
against the grain, and niggas from LA gonna hate me for this. I think Kendrick running out of gas, though.
You think he running out of gas?
Yeah. I think he running out of gas, low key. They keep going back and forth.
Well, it all depends on how he made. It all depends on how hard it really goes. It's like if y'all talking about
bar
money,
for bar. No, not even, just
I don't want to hear nothing about no money and yachts and all that extra bullshit. And
It's gotten deeper than that though. The past couple days, it's DV charges, talking about another baby. talking
Yeah,
about
I'm minding my
pedophilia.
business, man. Again,
That's whole shit.
Yeah,
If you gonna attack me on my metaphors ain't shit. Attack me on I can't dress
yeah,
like
the
nothing.
personal
and
shit
everything.
is different, dog.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
If I got some kids, because imagine, you go back a couple of generations, man, great granddaddy always had a family on the side. The only reason you find out is when you went to the funeral.
Toxic.
And a young bitch, too.
Toxic environment. Toxic environment.
Man, so
But that was life, though. It's stories all through that. Them
don't-
kind of stories all through the Bible.
Not
From the beginning of time. All this shit we
having
doing.
a side family is not in the Bible, bro.
King David, King Solomon.
They had multiple wives. There's a difference between having multiple wives that know about each other, and that's the culture.
That's what you signed up
versus you
for.
committing yourself to one woman and saying you're going to be monogamous, and you're not monogamous, and you go out and you have another baby. That is, or you have
all
another
niggas
family.
need to do is tell the truth. Then that's all you. That's
If
what
you say up front, like, look, I'm not monogamous. That's a different.
I agree.
all you gotta do is just
You let a
end all
woman
this,
know-
we
you let a
gotta
woman
just
know
be
what
honest.
she's-
I'm
what she getting
engaged.
into.
I'm engaged, and I'm monogamous. Me having a woman on the side is cheating.
Yeah.
That's just
Flat out.
That's
I
what
agree.
it is.
I agree 100%.
That's what it is. Like we could sit here and go back and forth. Nah, dog. Unless you and your partner have that conversation that you guys are not monogamous, and you guys are do you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You allowed to do your thing, or she allowed to do her thing. Cool. But the whole granddaddy.
No,
had
she can't do her thing. No,
Why?
because that's just how I run my program. Am I right or wrong for that?
If
She's agrees to that,
if she
giving her a
agrees to
choice.
that,
Am I right or
If
wrong?
you give her a choice,
yes.
Give her a choice.
If you give her a choice,
Yes.
she says, okay, I'm not going to exercise my right to go out, but you can do that. That's y'all.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. If you ever got a question, I'm gonna answer it.
That's
be
y'all
honest.
conversation.
Yep.
But now, if her stipulation is if you want to go out and do your thing, I get to do my thing, and you don't agree with it, then you're not. I mean, to me, you're not right or wrong for what you agree to.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So like, I can't tell you that you wanting to go fuck around and not letting your woman fuck around. That's wrong for you. That's how you operate. Cool. I don't operate like that. But if I was in an open relationship with a woman, if I'm fucking with other chicks, I would definitely expect her to be fucking with other niggas. But that's how I operate.
I would expect it. I would expect it, of course. But
No, you're
on paper. You can't fuck around.
No,
You're
on
cheating.
paper-
If you get caught, you cheating on paper.
You one of those? Are you gonna be crying?
Yeah,
Nah, I ain't gonna be crying.
Yeah, he
I just
is.
want something to hold over
You
her
know
head.
this motherfucker, he gonna sit.
Nah, I want something to hold over her head.
You dirty.
Because
You
if
said
it was
just
you, they
me.
hold it over your head.
Man, oh man, I'm an equal opportunist.
I feel it.
If I tell a woman, I'm gonna let a woman know, man, off the jump, and if she don't like it, then respectfully, I can't be mad. But at the end of it all, hey, the worst time to realize your woman is cheating on you is when you're fucking another female. That's the worst time, man. And I'll tell any brother that, like, hey, bro, as long as you let a woman know, If not,
I
don't
think
play
that's
with
the
them.
worst.
Bro, you sitting up there, man, think about it. You sitting there, you fucking some female, man, and there's some dude fucking yours.
I would think the worst time is when you decide to do something nice for her, and then you find out like,
Worst time ever, man. I'm telling you, it's just karma.
it's all karma.
Women, I love
you shouldn't
women,
be
man.
feeling no kind of way
I
if
love
you out
women.
there in the streets.
Women watch everything we do, bro. So one thing off, something ain't right.
Men be more sensitive than a lot of these women, too.
Oh, man, men be hurt.
We be hurting.
Because all we thinking about is, man, that other dude, man, just thrusting, just dogging your dogging her, man. Like, man, brothers can't take that. And stuff like, man. So, you know, it is what it is and stuff, man. You feel me? He made a point, man, a great point that, man, you feel me? I want mine to be the biggest dick in the room and shit.
That part.
That's a cold point, brother Clint. I ain't gonna even lie to you, man. I ain't never heard it like that, but that's funny.
True.
Like, shit. Man, well, look, man, we over here,
Hey,
man.
I was just finna say, if she fucking with another broad, is it still, how would you feel about that?
Same
It's
thing.
cheating.
Still cheating.
It's cheating. It don't matter if it's a
Because
female.
she don't want you. I mean, it's not
She
even she
wants
don't want
extra.
you. I mean, she want. Listen, if you want extra, I don't give a fuck who want extra, right? Like we just. I can't say what's wrong in somebody else's relationship.
Real talk.
Like that, I don't give a fuck about. Like that don't make sense to me, right? Me and my lady, I'm
Some
monogamous.
men be like, oh, well, then that's different. You know, some
'Cause niggas
dudes
is not-
say that, you know what I'm saying?
And that's how they feel. Cool. I don't argue. I'm not arguing with these niggas no more, dog.
Nah, hell no. You wasting your
I'm
time.
not arguing with these niggas no more.
Hey, man, you would be mad. You wouldn't be mad. You came home, seeing your girl legs up in the air and strap on bigger than you.
I'm gonna be mad anybody in my house and I ain't there.
I'ma be-
first
yeah,
off the gate.
if I just-
I'm gonna slap that bitch.
man.
Bleep that
I
out.
don't know what you.
Man,
Hey,
in this
episode
shit.
over, man. Episode
In this
over,
shit.
man. We don't know who this dude is, man. Anything that he has anything to say, man, does not
Yeah.
reflect
My
the
motherfucking
opinions
house.
of
Don't
Don't
views.
be in
That's
my
by
house.
SoDo.
I'm justified to be the whoever I want up in my house. They ain't bleep nothing out. They in my house, yeah. Uninvited, yeah.
Yeah, man, about that penitentiary and shit, man. You know what I mean? Hey, go
Wow,
like,
that's
comment,
why
and
you
subscribe, man. We got Brother Clint in here, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, let them know where they can find you, fam.
Just at Clint Coley on all platforms at CLINTCOLEY.
Man, we don't know this dude over here in the corner, man.
Nah.
With his, man, inflammatory statements and stuff, man. Nah, I'm just messing with McGlover, man. Go ahead and tell them where they can find you, brother.
Man, you can find me right here, man, at the spot, or you can follow me on I am Mr. McGlover, man. Shout out to them wash up window boys, man. They out there going crazy right now, man. Yeah.
Man, hey, I'm the one and only Saint Nick, man. We done ended another great episode, man. And, you know, I love the points, man, that we got from Brother Clint Coley. You know what I'm saying? I got your name right this time, man, on the real, man.
Well, you didn't say it wrong the first time.
Nah, certain words, I don't know what it is. It'd be like, that would be hard for me to fucking pronounce and shit, man.
Ask them to pronounce Basquiat.
Nah, I don't. Thank y'all for watching. Got Brother Clinton here. Got Saint Nick in here.
Philly in the building.
Oh, mamas, man, we out, man.